Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new Let's Play on Total War Rome Remastered. But we are going to be having a slow campaign and a nice in-depth, and hopefully I will remain completely thorough in my playthrough. But we're going to be doing an Imperial campaign. Now, we're going to be playing, not as the Romans, as my good friend House Doom 1, or Nick Doom. He is playing as the Brutii. If you're interested in watching a Roman, you can either go watch my stream, that's currently a VOD on my channel, or go over to House Doom 1. I'll make sure to try and remember to put a link in the description, you know, to send you over there, because Nick doesn't do many videos anymore, and it's always nice to see him back. But we are going to be playing one of the most powerful, yet also one of the hardly ever successful factions without player-led intervention. Now, the Seleucid Empire is one of the 4 successor states: Macedon, Egypt, near one of the 3 on the game, but one of the many in real life, of course. So we're going to give it a quick read and see what they're about. So the death of Alexander the Great brought the dissolution of his empire almost before his corpse was cold. His general, the Diocletian, fought for control of what remained, but none was strong enough to be his true successor. The empire fragmented, and Seleucia was one of the splinter kingdoms, founded by Seleucus, one of Alexander's lieutenants. He also came close to seizing the throne of Macedonia, but was murdered before he could do so, and despite occasional marriages between the ruling houses, there have been tensions with Macedonia and Egypt ever since. The Seleucids hold the former Babylonian provinces of Alexander's empire, an area of ancient cities and rich farmland along with the Tigris. The eastern trade routes run through his region, a great source of revenue for the Seleucid kingdom. This, combined with the Seleucids' manpower and military expertise, could make them masters of the world. A Greek-Persian empire, combining the best of both, could indeed be formidable. And perhaps unstoppable. Now, before we do go into the game, I just want to have a quick look. If you guys haven't played Rome Total War before, which is going to be a very small thing, this was just me messing about with showing my friend the units. Yes, this is the Seleucid roster. So you start out very much like the Greeks. You go your peasants, and then you got your basic militia hoplites. They then change with the Greek states continue with hoplites, and the Macedonians go on to the pikemen. So we have levy pikemen, phalanx pikemen, and then our specific silver shields. But also, one level after we get silver shields, we get silver shield legionaries, which is one of our strongest units because it gives us access to not only a very, very strong center that can be very, very thin with the silver shields, it gives us a very good second line or flanking, flanking maneuver with, legionaries, which are just as good as Roman legionaries, if I'm remembering correctly. There is one way of figuring this out. We'll just, where is legionary cohort? So 10... So they're not as good as a proper Roman legionary. So they're oh, let's have a look. So 8, 9, 13, 10, 9, 13. Yeah, so they're basically the same. They're basically just a little bit less good. But for the most part, they are exactly the same as the legionary, which gives us a very good late infantry. We then have some archers and peltas, so we have skirmishers and long-range skirmishers, which, the 120 range, not the best range, it's no archer auxilia, but it's good. But then we come to the cavalry and the scythes, and the best part, the elephants, where the Seleucids truly, they have an amazing front line, they have an okay skirmish line, but the final line, the cavalry, they have companion cav, they have cataphracts, they have armored elephants that have just a lot of hit points and also a crap ton of armor and defense. So they're basically war elephants, but more armored, so basic. And we also have we have sparing missile cav, not the best in the world, but we'll probably rely on mercenaries heavily for that position in the battlefield. We also have onagers as well, which if we ever need to break down a wall, we've got an option. But that is the quick rundown of our force and the reasons. So the reasons we're actually going to be playing as Seleucids is because I've never seen them do good. I've seen players do good as them, but But that's not the same as the actual kingdom themselves doing good. Now, we will be playing with fully remastered settings because I like the remastered settings quite a lot. We'll have realistic governance. We'll keep battle time limit. We'll follow characters. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? We'll keep this. We'll keep this a long campaign because destroying Egypt, as you will see, might take a while for us. But yeah, let's go to the intro.
The Greeks could rule the world. Alexander did. He took a Greek army to the far Indus. There was nothing left to conquer. The world was his. But Alexander is dead. His empire is gone. And so we live in evil days. The free men of Greece have turned on each other instead of their proper enemies. Those who envy all the Greeks have done. Alexander must weep if the dead weep. I would weep in his place, but I would also hope. The world turns. What was may come again. The fates still spin the web of men's lives. So now, perhaps the gods wish Greeks to be great again. Perhaps a new Alexander will take up the sword. Bring order where there is chaos. Remake the world of men to a better plan. Perhaps.
Perhaps indeed. Do not go completely awry too quickly. We should be able to, at the very least, become a contender. Now, I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've played the Seleucids that I may be completely out of my depth in this. But let's have a quick look where we start. So we start with 6 provinces. Don't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we start with 6 provinces spanning quite far from Asia, Asia Minor, Anatolia, all the way over to Babylonia and, you know, Seleucia, which is on the Tigris. It's going to be very, very hard for us to establish early supremacy or early domination because we lack any real funds. At the moment, we're making a very good amount of money, but we lack a very bad start of turn balance. And also, we have 4 currently alive or currently available generals out for 6 cities, which leaves 2 of our cities currently unprotected. We do, however, though, have 2 wonders of the world. We have the Temple of Artemis, which reduces the new cost of religious builds by 30% in every settlement. That one's pretty good. But the real reason Seleucia is a really powerful nation that the AI can't seem to for some reason can't seem to just handle, is this one right here. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. 20% bonus to farming. Sorry, my words just completely failed me there. I was reading ahead of what I was saying. The Hanging Gardens give a 20% bonus to farming income in all settlements. If we look at our income, farming is the vast majority of our income, which is exactly what we want. Now, to keep us alive, I'm going to do the early gambit that I had basically thought this. I have looked at this map and I had planned. So my early gambit is going to be to say hello to our brother Diadochi and offer an alliance, map information, military access, and military access from them as well. This is a very, very brazen idea. Now, this idea could massively help us and help us live a little bit longer. However, it may also just, you know, we may not see them coming if we give them military access. So we could forego that. And I think I've just reconvinced myself that I've reconvinced myself with the original idea. My original idea was to offer this. I then, while I was thinking about this, trying to think of the opening gambit I was going to pull as the Seleucids, I was like, military access. It might make them like us. It might make it easier for us to build up the military in the south we'll need to fight them. But we shouldn't need it. So I'm going to go with an alliance trade right and map info there. Obviously, vice versa. This should
a most generous proposal.
Offer us some vastly needed intelligence because we now know they have 2 cities and then 3 more down here. They have a fourth, a sixth over here. Salamis, we don't need to worry about as much. Jerusalem and Sidon are going to be immediate threats. Now, the armies we've got on the border are pretty bad, and I am going to disband any peasants we see in our empire. I don't care where they are, we will disband them. Now, the reason we're doing this is just to open up a slight amount more funds, because we are getting 100 gold. Every peasant we get rid of, we get another 100 gold coming back into our treasury. Now, if this means that places in our empire are not going to be protected as well, then technically, the peasants are not worth the 100 gold that we pay for them. Now, with the early gambit successful and our alliance to the Egyptians ready, I'm going to be moving our diplomat down to Jerusalem. Now, his job is going to be to stay there and help me, help us as a faction figure out when the Egyptians are going to make their move. Now, the Egyptians will always attack Seleucids, and the Seleucids always, generally, attack them. Like, there is a war between the two of them, normally immediately. However, we've been able to stave it off. Now, I do apologize, I was just looking at that for my own sake. So, we now know that we've got Greeks to the north, we have Egyptians to the south, who we have now allied. So if we look at the political map mode now, we have got an ally to ourselves who have Numidians and rebels to their immediate vicinities. We've got Greeks, we've got Pontics, we've got Armenians, we've got Parthians. Now, we have a lot of problems on our borders. We are not immediately aggressive to any of them. But the biggest issue we have is we have, I believe, 3 barracks for all 6 of our provinces. That's half. The problem is, it's a level 1 barracks, which means we can get militia hoplites in only a couple of our provinces. And that's it. We can recruit a few peltasts, but again, the immediate concern right now is to get barracks where we do not have them. The next concern is, do we attack Halicarnassus? Now, that may seem like a why would we do that type question. Now, obviously the reason I would do it is because Halicarnassus has the mausoleum, which reduces building construction times by 20%. And this has no effect on builds that take fewer than 5 turns to complete. Okay, so that's very useful for late game. But also the Colossal of Rhodes, that's a very interesting one, a 40% increase in trade. The last interesting one, of course, is the Pharos at Alexandria, which halves the chance of nearby ships at sea sinking and increased naval movement allowances. So that's, and then the Pyramid of Gizehs. The Great Pyramid increases the loyalty of Egyptians to the owning faction, regardless of culture. So that will help be monumental in our conquests. So I think that's all of them. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we missing one? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. We're missing one. Where is the? There it is. Statue of Zeus gives a +4 bonus population in loyalty in all settlements. So we know where our we know where the big things are. Now the thing we need to remember is we can't see, like, our center of our government is here. We can't see Seleucia. And Seleucia is going to be immediately under threat by Parthians, who we should be able to repel as long as they attack us. And over here, we've got Greeks who are going to immediately not like us. We've got Greeks to the north and the south, and a rebel settlement at Halicarnassus. Now, if we were to take over Halicarnassus, that would, if I remember correctly, that would fix this border. Like this border, I don't think there's another town in between. There might be one there. Kind of looks like there is, given the map, but I don't know. I don't remember. Now, so we've already spent 1,800 of our initial income. We're going to be going up by 5 grand, near enough. Like our income, like if we spend this remaining 1,200, balance next turn estimated is going to be apparently about 7,000, probably about 6,800. I can't say how certain that'll be, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, no matter what we do, We need to build buildings. The problem is, I also need to build defenses down here. Because the Egyptians may start out with very bad infantry to begin with, and if we look at militia hoplites, yeah, they have slightly better alt attack. That's it. Wow, didn't realize militia hoplites were that bad. So yeah, we're going to need to build up some additional forces here, but I also need to build up trade. So I'm actually going to reluctantly build trade buildings instead. And I say reluctantly purely because of the fact that obviously our money could have been used better somewhere else. I don't believe we can recruit merchants either. I think we are all out of merchants as well. Well, not all out of, we just don't have access to them yet. Yeah, we don't. Okay. So the last part of our opening gambit is going to be figuring out how far away the Parthians are. If I remember correctly, their settlement is here. But I'd like an eyes and ears out there. Now, we could send him a day's ride away to get... we could send him a turn's ride away to get some information, but it's not worth it just yet. Now, we're going to do something very stupid. In my opinion, obviously. Other players may decide that this is not as stupid. But we are going to immediately hike up taxes on all of our citizens to very high. Or as high as we can get without them dropping below 80%. As long as the face is still partially green, I don't care. You're getting taxes. Now, the reason we do that is because it's going to increase the amount of money we'll have to spend next turn. Now, the first turn of Seleucids is always going to be, you need to make sure Egypt is going to be, at the very least, okay with you for a turn. Having secured that, or at least having secured their partial loyalty, we should be able now to have a little bit more fun. Now, when it comes to our family tree, I think I might make Alexander the next heir. Actually, no. He's our current heir is amazing, much better than our actual heir when it comes to anything but leadership, command. Sorry, he's great at influence and he has great management. But we really need to leave our generals alone to give us what's it called? To give us. Oh, I forgot the word. To give us more heirs, so we don't, become, we don't die as a faction. Because if you kill all of the male family members, your faction dies. Now, we have what appears to be, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 males coming up pretty soon. 2 very soon, 3 very soon, 1 a little bit further down the line. That's 3 more generals, so we can currently, that means we'll be able to expand by 1 province and govern everything. Now, obviously, it's not going to be that simple. We also have daughters. We have a Dione, so we should be able to hopefully get a white husband for her next turn and allow us to then govern another one of our provinces without any issue. And then at that point, it then becomes luck and hope. Now, all of our agents are done. They're done for the turn. Governors, move characters. We don't need to do that. The only province that's not building is Sardis, which is over here. I would have very much liked to start building an invasion force of Halicarnassus, but yeah, getting some extra income early on will definitely do us some more good. And we also need to build up an invasion force in Damascus. If need be, we can lose Damascus, but as long as we don't lose it too quickly, it shouldn't be a problem. Now, our early gambit that's the end of the first turn, so hopefully everything we've set up in this first turn should allow us to successfully go through the first 20 or so turns and get us to be a position where we're able to fight and able to win. Now, I can't guarantee it, but we can only do what we can only do. Send that turn. Okay, so Egypt is now dismantling their protection of our border. Okay, so we made a lot of money. a stupid amount of money. So much so that we immediately became the richest faction in the game. Now, next turn, we will make another 8 grand. That's really good. It means that we can now actually have a little bit of breathing room and build the mines at Sardis. Because mines are broken. It also means I'm willing to put 3 turns into militia recruits right there. Now, I'm also willing to put 2 turns into militias down in Damascus and 2 turns and 1 turn into cavalry here. Actually, no, we already have quite a bit of militia cav. We have 3 units militia cav. Yeah, we need more militia hoplite. So 2 turns of militia hoplite here. Now, everywhere is currently building, which is great. It's really good. And we'll also put 2 turns into Peltas over here. Now, the next gambit we need to do is we need to start preparing the next set of buildings we're going to build. But I don't know why I keep saying gambit, but I like the word, so, you know, we're going to use it. So we know that the Parthians are around here somewhere. There's also a rebel merchant. We have a rebel army here. Now, we could ride some cavalry to try and reinforce Hatra. But honestly, it would be worth it. It makes a lot of money. So I'm going to send a detachment of 1 cavalry up there to hopefully defend it. Now, when it comes to buildings, we need to make sure we focus on the this central area first. And so we'll focus on everything but Seleucia, but with Seleucia, we just need to make it defendable. Once Seleucia is defendable, the Parthians will have a hard time taking it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on figuring out what buildings we want to build. Now, religious-wise, we've got Hephaestus, Dionysus, and Asclepios. So they all give us some good stuff. Now, the third pantheon, the pantheon of Asclepios, gives us public order bonus, 25%, population growth, and then another 20% public order, 5% public order, 20% trade bonus, and then experience to train troops. Dionysus gives us 50% straight due to happiness and 1% public order, so it gives us 6% overall, but not as many bonuses as Asclepios. Hephaestus gives us 25% public order, but upgrades light weapons, heavy weapons, upgrades armor, gives us experience to troops, and it gives us another 10% public order. This is where we're going to be building pretty much everywhere to begin with. Now, I'm going to also throw the money down straight away, but I'm not going to build that everywhere this turn. In some places, we're going to build land clearances to try and offset the building of stuff by a turn or 2. We're also going to invest in the mines in Taurus. And Seleucia, we'll get you a mine. We'll get you Hephaestus. Sardis, you are getting the mines this turn. Great. So that'll put us in a better position. We've got our recruitment queue ready. If we could recruit some more agents, I'd definitely do so. But like, I don't care about diplomats. But we do need to move our diplomat down here. And it looks like they have ungarrisoned here into this entire army here.
Welcome, friend.
Now, let's not try and bribe him.
Welcome, friend.
Okay, so military access is now very demanding. Let's not give them military access.
Regretfully, we must decline.
Yeah, we're going to need to keep an eye on these guys. Keep you out there. Maybe not there. That's better. Okay. So we could be losing Damascus soon, but we need to keep our governor there. As much as I would like to keep my governor safe, there's safe and then there's, you know, stupid. Okay, Egypt's turn's gone by. Nothing's happened. Right. We need a spy down here, because a spy can do this job better than we can.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, but it looks like the turn went relatively well. And Carthage has now become the richest faction. That doesn't matter. Okay, we've got some recruitment. Buildings being done. And we're going to estimate, again, another 8,000 in profit. Now, we are losing money because we're actually, you know, we've got recruitment going. And it's only going to get worse because we're going to have more recruitment in more places now. I don't know how big that army is, but I would like to take my forces to deal with him.
Yes, master.
Okay, so Parthia's first move was to go take this settlement here.
My lord, moving.
I know that Parthia's roster is uniquely heavy, well, uniquely just cavalry. Well, not uniquely, but we know it's cavalry. There's a lot of rebels nearby. That's fine. Now, I'm not going to worry about spending money this turn on buildings. I know that I'm going to get a chance to do that next turn. We've survived the first couple of turns. It's all good. Like we should be okay.
Awaiting your command.
Spies are gotten from what building? Market, okay. Again, Egypt hasn't done anything that we could see. Parthia is mobilizing a force south. We'll need to keep an eye on that. Pontus.
Greetings.
You asked for nothing in return.
Our thanks.
I will not argue with that. We need to get a wall at Taurus to start to offer it protection, so we'll be able to relieve it through Antioch if anything ever turns up. At the moment, Damascus, you need roads. You are very unlucky because you need roads. We can now retrain all of our men. Okay, we'll retrain them all and we'll grab one more. Just for safety's sake. And we'll be able to retrain all of our men here as well. Or all of our infantry. And we'll grab one more infantry just for safekeeping. Okay, so how's this looking?
Yes, my lord.
Okay, they've re-recruited a little bit there.
Yes, my lord.
And they've been recruiting there. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We knew that was going to happen. Antioch. We've got 14 grand and you need a building. So we haven't got a land clearance yet. We could get the next level of the temple, which would be pretty useful. I am very much contemplating getting the militia barracks though. As soon as we get better pikemen, we should be able to start being aggressive instead of reactionary. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Sardis, you need to make me some more money. Though, we should always put an emphasis on farms over anything else. Seleucia. Let's get those guys done. Okay, building-wise. Well.
Moving. Spy.
Okay, good. You didn't die. That would be a very easy army for us to defeat. We have some cavalry here, and as long as they have no cavalry support, we'll run them over. Again, I think I would like levy pikemen over here, so we're going to get that. Now, as long as we don't spend we've got 3 grand to spend. I didn't realize how much money we would just have coming in. Let's get some more there. Get some more here as well. Recruitment. Okay. Spying mission successful, and again with the richest faction. That's probably going to be something that bounces between us. So top 5 is me, Carthage. Sorry, me, Carthage, Macedon, Egypt, and thing. So Carthage and I are competing quite handily. Yeah, Spy, you just keep doing what you're doing. Right. So taxes actually gone. We've not made as much money from taxes. Are all our places happy? They are all happy. So we'll do one more turn for this initial first turn, and yeah, that's fine. He doesn't need... Actually,
Ships ready.
what are they doing up there? Again, they're probably doing the same of us, just a militia hoplite spam.
Ships ready. Yes, sir.
Let's go back to there. Let's do it. What can I do for you, Parthia?
Greetings.
Okay.
Our thanks.
I don't expect... Parthia's going to keep marching towards us. I knew they would. Armenia, what can we do for you?
Greetings. Our thanks.
Cool. Greek cities.
Greetings. A most generous proposal.
Okay, so we now know the Greek cities, all of their states. So, while not the most successful, we didn't really do much other than actually protect our, like, you know, survive the first few turns. We've got ourselves into a position where we are now better off. Much, much better off. Okay. So, for the next part, what we're going to be focusing on is dealing with the rebel threat, because we've got rebels in our lands, and well, offing their heads would be a good early morale boost. But it's not going to be too possible. It's going to be causing a lot of damage, and the devastation will be, you know, be harming our income, and it's just none of it's good. Now, before we end this, I'm just going to check this. So, Spain and Carthage are at war. Built some stuff. And a suitable husband. Indeed. So, where is he? Antioch. And he cannot go north for the moment. So, in the next part, I think we're going to go take this army out. And we had a coming of age as well. Hey! We had a coming of age down here. So again, we'll probably take out that army as well. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to have to end this part here. I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of the amazing campaign that will be the Rome Total War Remastered Seleucid campaign. And I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys did enjoy, like I said, please do follow the Twitch down below. See you guys.